Settling fight has never been a thing for me. In fact, I don't stay around the place that a brouhaha is taking place. I'm not like that before, but since the day my friend Lekin was involved in a fight with a girl called Precious in school, I interfered. Precious was known by everyone in our class as Iron Girl. Whenever we're to be beaten for doing something wrong, she's always the first to receive the first lashing, and since the history of the school, Precious has never shed tears, and she's also a calm and easygoing girl, blessed with height. She's the tallest student in my class. She looked like a descendant of Goliath. If Goliath had been alive, I would have proposed a DNA test to confirm it. She's a backseater because of her height, and no one has ever dared to cross her path, except mocking her whenever she's nowhere close. But, as the devil will have his way, my friends and I were playing truth and dare during our free period. I was thinking of what to dare him, before the devil whispered into my ear to ask him to slap Iron Girl. "I dare you to slap Precious," I said, smiling. Bad man, everyone was hailing me, as we all thought Lekin will pay 100 naira the fee for bail, but instead of him to pay, he stood up and head to Precious's seat, and we all heard as Lekin gave her a slap that echoed loud like a bullet from a double-barrel gun. I exclaimed with my hand on my lip. Everywhere was suddenly silent, as the sound of the slap kept echoing. Before we knew what was happening, Iron Girl grabbed Lekin by his collar. "I'm sorry," the idiot started begging like someone who was sentenced to death, as he tried to force himself from his grip. He was my best friend, but at that moment I severed all ties with him, in my mind at once. If he die, I'll use wheelbarrow to take his corpse home to his parents. Iron Girl used one hand to hold Lekin, while her second hand was on her face, to savor the pain from the slap. When Precious' hand was off her eye, map of Nigeria had appeared on her face, and her eye was red like someone who just finished 10 wraps of weed. Without uttering any word, she suddenly hijacked Lekin up, and hit him on the wall. I heard everyone scream. I'm not his friend again. Maybe I'll start being friend with Chima, the guy used to bring food to school every day, and its aroma is always pleasant. Please, I'll not do that again. I heard Lekin pleading with a breaking voice. Is he crying? I asked myself as I turned to look at what was happening. I met the greatest shock of my life, as I saw Lekin's legs dangling in the air. Iron Girl jacked Lekin up by his collar. It's only inside Jackie Chan film, I always see that kind of action. A spirit which I thought was from God whispered to me, "Son, won't you save your friend? Remember he bought coolie for you yesterday." I didn't knew it was the devil that wanted to complete his job. I suddenly stood up feeling like a superhero. I went straight to meet them and smuggled myself into their middle, and made sure Lekin was freed from her grip. Lekin took to his heel at once, and before I knew what was happening, my leg was already hanging in the air. I started crying. "You're dead today," Iron Girl said to me with dread in her tone. "Anta sorry, in fact leave me, I'll go and help you to catch him. I am the only child of my parent, don't kill me." I was pleading to her before I suddenly felt a hand that felt like iron plaster on my face. I felt my brain shift from its position inside my skull, and a display appeared in front of me with the caption, "Logging off, human is shutting down." I witnessed what God witnessed on the first day of creation, because the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and my spirit wandered aimlessly on the water. Hit the plank on his head, he should wake up. I heard someone screaming. On who? I asked as I startling stood up. He has woken up, I heard my classmates cheering. Who off light? I asked as I wasn't seeing anything but darkness. My clothes was wet, and water was dripping down from my body. Lekin that I was supposed to carry his dead body to house with wheelbarrow, was the one who led me home that day, as I was partially blind. I fully regained my sight the next day. Since then, even if you're beating my girlfriend, I'll just be watching you. Affliction will not rise the second time on my head, but Lekin and precious, I'll always keep putting it in my prayer point that, you'll offend a soldier till I die.